Please come and give your response. What comes into your mind when you first time see the word gaseous exchange? Right away, please. So that we can able to see. Alright. So please can you tell me what you have written?
Change of gas from one to another.
Change of gases from one to another. And what has been written? Please explain.
Exchange of gases in the body and
Exchange of gases. Somehow both of them are right. Exchange of gases in the body and the environment is known as the gaseous exchange. So what type of gases? Which gases are involved in the gaseous exchange? Adi, please can you write it? Which gases are involved in the gaseous exchange? Is he right? Yes.
yes.
The gases that are involved, thank you so much. The gases that are involved in the gaseous exchange are the oxygen and the carbon dioxide and somewhat water vapors as well. There are so many things comes into my mind when I see the word gaseous exchange. There are many big questions comes into my mind. Might be these questions these are in your mind as well. So for example, what comes into my mind when I see the word gaseous exchange? How did people in the past explain breathing? How? Any idea? How did they know about this process of breathing? Is there anyone in my class, in this class, who agrees with my question? Is there anyone who thinks the same way like I am thinking? That how the people have explained the process of breathing? Because there was nothing over there, then how did they come to know? My second big question comes into my mind when I see the word gaseous exchange. How do religious practices like mediation and controlled breathing connect with the scientific studies on respiration? Like mediation, usually if you go to the exercising or mediation, for the yoga, they usually ask you for the breathing exercises. So how that mediation and the respiration, the scientific things are related, correlated. The third thing comes into my mind that is using oxygen tanks for fun, like for diving or for high climbing when the mountaineers also using carrying the oxygen tanks. Ethical, when some patient struggles to get oxygen for the survival, because when we have talked about it, the gases involved in the gaseous exchange are the oxygen and the carbon dioxide. Why do we need oxygen? To survive. Because what does oxygen do? It basically helps in the conversion of the energy. It produces the energy. So that is why we need oxygen. So my question comes over here in my mind, that is using that oxygen for the fun is ethical. Either some of the patients are there in the hospital and they wanted oxygen. So is it ethical that they are using for the fun the oxygen tanks? This is also one of the question comes into my mind. Other big question is that why do athletes breathe faster when running? Like right now, stand up please. His breathing rate is normal right now. Now just start running. Run, fast, 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 fast. Fast, fast, fast. More fast. Hurry up, come on, do it. Does it affect the breathing rate? Is it affecting the breathing rate? Yes. So why? Why when we are settling down, we are sitting, we are walking, the breathing rate is different, but when we start running, why the breathing rate is changed? Next, why do fish use gills instead of lungs? he also gives the phenomena somewhere of the process of respiration. Then comes Galen. He thought that air traveled from the lungs. He was right. He didn't discover, he just thought. He thought that the air traveled from the lungs directly to the heart. And from the heart, where it goes, it becomes a spirit. He did not get the concept of that how the oxygen is taken to the other body parts and other pulmonary circulation. Basically, I am talking over here. But he knows, he had discovered this thing that air travels from the lungs and it directly enters into the heart. But from heart, what it happens, it converted into the vital spirit. And because of this vital spirit, what we are doing, we are living. Then the Islamic and medical contribution comes. Here we see now what he had done. He wrote about the importance of air for sustaining life. He also has discovered that why air is important. And where he has discovered? He has discovered in the book, The Canon of Medicine. Then, in the 13th century, the Islamic scholar Ibn Nafis challenged Galen's view. What was the Galen's view? Galen's view was that air traveled from the lungs directly into the heart, but where it goes, it turns into the spirit. So, who challenged this thing? It was challenged by Ibn Nafis. He was the first to describe pulmonary circulation. Yes, he was the first one to notice it out that after receiving the air into the lungs, what is the fate of that air. He talks about that blood moves to the lungs where it mixes, like he's talking about the alveoli thing. Do you know that the alveoli which are present at the end of the lungs, in the lungs, it is surrounded by the thin blood capillary. So he is the first one who explained this whole process. That from here the blood moves to the lungs where it mixes with the air. He does not talk about the oxygen and carbon dioxide precisely, but he is saying that over there inside the lungs, the vessel, the exchange of gases are taking place inside the blood, and then it is transported back to the heart. Oxygen and giving of the carbon dioxide, both. Alright, then the scientific revolution occurs. Then the William Harvey comes. He demonstrated that the blood circulates throughout the body. He is the one who talks about that the blood circulates throughout the body, laying the foundation for the understanding the concept of the oxygen transport and how oxygen is transferred from the lungs to the other parts of the body. Then comes Robert Boyle. He showed that air is necessary for life using vacuum experiments. He performed an experiment and he shows that for all living things air is necessary. Then Joseph Wright, he discovered carbon dioxide. He is the one who discovered it. Fitzgerald, and then he linked this carbon dioxide with the process of respiration. That we are what we are doing, we are inhaling oxygen, and what we are doing during respiration, we are giving off carbon dioxide. Then comes Joseph Presley. He discovered oxygen and showed that plant release it. He is the one who basically showed us that from where we are getting oxygen. We are getting oxygen from the plants. They are releasing it. We are inhaling it, and we are giving back the carbon dioxide in the air. Then, in the 18th century, the French scientist Antoine Lavoisier made another major breakthrough. He identified oxygen as the key component in respiration. He is the one who basically tells us about the oxygen, that the oxygen is very much important in respiration. He discovered that oxygen is consumed during breathing and that carbon dioxide is released as a waste product. Now you get to see by yourself that who is the one who discovered this whole thing. It was in the back of the mind of many scientists, but he is the one who basically discussed this whole thing of the process of respiration, that how we are taking in oxygen, how we are giving off the carbon dioxide, why oxygen is important, why carbon dioxide is not important for the body, why it is important for us to release the carbon dioxide in the environment. Thus, he made the concept of respiratory physiology, that what organs are involved, how they are taking in and how they are taking it out. Then comes advances, more advancement has been made. More scientists had worked over this concept of gaseous exchange. John Dalton, he developed atomic theory, and this theory helps in explaining the gas behavior in respiration. Then Dr. Burnett described the role of oxygen in metabolism and energy production, and why oxygen is important in the human body. It is important because we need energy. Then comes the Christian Bohr discovered the Bohr effect, explaining how carbon dioxide influences oxygen right into the like in hospitals we are using ventilators over there and how it is providing oxygen to the lungs. Studies activate on the climate change and air pollution affecting lung function. Gently